CCP regime reportedly has a plan to help Iran produce ballistic missiles. Montana becomes the first U.S. state to ban China's TikTok on personal devices. Historically significant, U.S.-Taiwan reached deal on first part of 21st century trade pact. Expert, China's PLA has no actual combat experience. It only knows how to brag and corrupt. Federal prosecutors in Manhattan said on May 17th that the U.S. had charged Xiangjiang Qiao, a Chinese national who violated U.S. sanctions by providing Iran materials to produce ballistic missiles. Xiangjiang Qiao works for the Chinese company Sinotech, Dalian Carbon, and Graphite Manufacturing Corporation. The U.S. Treasury Department placed this company on the 2014 sanctions list for providing equipment to help Iran manufacture ballistic missiles. Between 2019 and 2022, Xiao participated in transactions supplying Iran with isostatic graphite and ultrafine grain. These are the parts that help the Iranian government produce rocket nozzles. Prosecutors also said Xiao used a bank account in the name of a front company to receive $15,000 in wire transfers from a U.S. bank involved in transactions with Iran. Xiao, 39, has not been arrested and is believed to be in China. He faces 3 charges: sanctions evasion, bank fraud, and money laundering. In an interview with Newsmax that aired on May 17th, China expert Gordon Chang suggested that Xiao's help in Iran's production of ballistic missiles is not just his personal business, but that he may be implementing a policy of the Chinese Communist Party. Gordon Chang said,
"This is the Chinese state supporting the Iranian ballistic missile program, as well as its other dangerous programs."
Montana became the first state in the U.S. to completely ban Chinese-owned TikTok from operating in the state on personal devices. Montana Governor Greg Gianforte signed the legislation on May 17th, banning the popular short video app to protect its residents from being harmed by the Chinese Communist regime. Gianforte said, "Today, Montana takes the most decisive action of any state to protect Montanans' private data and sensitive personal information from being harvested by the Chinese Communist Party. The ban will take effect on January 1st, 2024. According to the law, it is illegal for app stores such as Apple and Google App Stores to offer TikTok within the state. Companies that violate the law can face up to a $10,000 fine. However, the fine does not apply to individual users. TikTok has gained immense popularity among teenagers. According to the Pew Research Center, 67% of American teens aged 13 to 17 use TikTok, with 16% of teenagers stating that they use the app almost continuously. TikTok has acknowledged that the vast majority of its user base comprises individuals above 18. Some lawmakers and U.S. agencies are concerned the Chinese-owned app could be exploited to allow the Chinese regime to access U.S. citizen information or promote Beijing propaganda. A former TikTok executive accused the Chinese regime of maintaining access to the company's U.S. data. He also accused the company of being a propaganda tool for the Chinese Communist Party to forward its desired content. Many countries, including the United States, Canada, and New Zealand, have banned the app on government devices. Belgium, France, and the European Commission have imposed similar bans. In March, U.S. lawmakers grilled TikTok CEO Shou Chu as he testified before Congress about the Chinese regime's influence over the platform and the app's harmful effect on children. TikTok late last year admitted that it spied on journalists to track their sources and that its employees in China could access European user data. Newsweek reported that a senior U.S. official had cited TikTok a Trojan horse. He said the app posed long-term cybersecurity challenges linked to its Chinese parent company, ByteDance.
The U.S. Trade Representative, or USTR office, said on May 18th that this nation and Taiwan reached an agreement on the first component of their 21st century trade pact, which deals with regulatory standards, small businesses, and customs and border processes. Signing a statement by the USTR, Reuters reports that after the U.S.-Taiwan Initiative on 21st Century Trade's initial agreement is signed, negotiations will start on other, more complex trade issues like agriculture, digital trade, labor, environmental standards, state-owned enterprises, and non-market policies and practices. In a statement, U.S. Trade Representative Catherine Tai said the agreement solidifies relationships between the two countries and shows that they can cooperate to advance trade priorities for their people. Tai said, We look forward to continuing these negotiations and finalizing a robust and high-standard trade agreement that tackles 21st century economic challenges. According to the Financial Post, Taiwan's Office of Trade Negotiations, in a statement, called the deal historically significant, and said the island aimed to finalize negotiations on all remaining issues by the end of the year. The agreement is not anticipated to change goods tariffs. Still, supporters argue it will deepen economic ties between the US and Taiwan, enhance American shipments to the Chinese-claimed island, and strengthen Taiwan's ability to fend off Chinese economic pressure. Taiwan, which is democratically run, vehemently disputes China's claims to its territory. China has responded angrily to recent interactions between Taiwanese President Tsai Ing-wen and prominent American lawmakers. Notably, an April meeting with Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives Kevin McCarthy. The announcement of the trade pact comes just ahead of the planned meeting between USTR Tai, U.S. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo, and China's Commerce Minister Wang Wentao. CNN reported that this meeting is one of the U.S. and China's attempts to rebalance their tense relations. How strong is China's People's Liberation Army, or PLA? The Financial Times analyzed that the PLA suffers from peace disease, a lack of battlefield experience and fighting spirit, since it has not been in actual combat since the 1979 border war with Vietnam. Hence, invading Taiwan will be very difficult. Zhang Yuxiao, a China-Taiwan expert, said the PLA has no combat experience and only knows how to brag. They have even been involved in smuggling and hotel businesses in the past. Zhang Yuxiao explained that Xi Jinping knew the PLA had many problems, so he adjusted personnel. The generals of the Guangzhou Gang and the Kunming Gang, who fought in the so-called punitive war against Vietnam in the past, but had no war experience during the past 40 years, were replaced by the Taiwan Strait Gang. At least the Taiwan Strait Gang had real combat experience in the 1996 Taiwan Strait crisis. Zhang said although the PLA has been rectified, their working style must be revised, because the PLA used to sell weapons on the one hand and run hotel businesses on the other, and even conduct smuggling operations. The famous Xiamen Yuanhua case also had the PLA's hand in it. In the long run, it will be difficult to reverse this lifestyle in the military. The PLA has never been to war, but corruption and a rigid command structure are their peace disease. They are the best at bragging, the best at advertising. They are amazingly talented in making some combat and martial movies. But if in an actual battle, they probably can't take a hit.